Hello, my friends. And as you can see, I'm a happy man. Baseball season has arrived. We're in Proverbs 3:5, and today we come to one of the most poignant verses. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lead not unto your own understanding. Now, ironically, before we can really apply this verse to our lives, we have to understand it. So even though it tells us not to lean on our own understanding, to obey it, it requires us to first understand it. What is it saying? And so perhaps this is a good place for us to begin. Many anti-intellectual and anti-thinking people have quoted this verse to support the idea that I'm just relying on my feelings. I just felt like this was the right thing to do. But nothing could be farther from the truth. This is not a verse to promote making decisions based purely on feelings and to demote wisdom. Let me explain. Perhaps the context will help us. So even though Proverbs is a stack of pithy, isolated bits of wisdom, often not having context, this verse does have a context. Chapter 3 is all about a dad writing to his son about staying firm in the teachings, commands that he has understood and have been handed down to him. They're to be cherished like gems around his neck. The father knows that there will be alternate and temptation bits of wisdom that are handed to him, and he has to decide. Verse 6 is also a helpful tool. It's a parallel statement to verse 5. This is common in Hebrew writing where they parallel two verses next to each other to help each other interpret each other. And so verse 6 says, in all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. And then verse 7 says, don't be wise in your own eyes, but fear the Lord and shun evil. And in other words, the challenge is that we will obey God, or will we obey God, or will we rely on our own inclinations? So this verse is really about submission. It's not whether we rely on feelings and inclinations or whether we think and are intellectual. It's about submission. When you know the truth, what do you do with it? So the command for us is to trust. That's the word. Trust in the Lord. This is the bold command. Where we are placing our weight is where we make our decisions in life. Are we leaning heavily on God, or are we leaning heavily on our own humanistic feeling and thinking? That's the crux of the matter. And it says, with all your heart. The heart is the core of our being. It navigates where we go and what we decide to do. So we are to trust God's map and not make up our own map. Finally, we are not to abandon wisdom. This book is all about wisdom. It's about thinking about wisdom, both in the New and the Old Testament. Wisdom is to be prized. Wisdom becomes the pathway for us to walk through this jungle of life. Remember, this is how we got into this mess in the first place. Adam and Eve in the garden decided that they knew better than God. So let's not do it again. So today, my friends, let's grab a hold of God's hand and trust him. Hold tight to his fingers and don't doubt in the darkness what he has shown you in the light. Trust in him and not in yourself. God bless you.